Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode with Boss Beauty. My name is Olateju if you're new, and if you've been coming along, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for staying. I appreciate you all. Yeah. Today's episode is gonna be something very casual, which is why I'm, sat here, relaxed, and just want to talk to you guys. I wish I could actually do a live video for this one, but no, I can't. So yes, I didn't want it to be too serious. I wanted it to be more kind of interactive. So I would definitely like you guys' opinion in the comment section. Okay. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, but please hit that subscribe button. And today's episode, I actually thought when I talked about my sickle cell, I thought that was gonna be, a one-off thing that I was just gonna do in the month of September for sickle cell awareness. But I saw a film yesterday, which I've actually seen films, different times. I've had so many opinions from people, different things from people, even things that I read online as well. But when I saw this film yesterday, I was really, it got to me. I wouldn't say I was angry, it's a movie, but it got to me because whatever they show in movies, I believe that these are things that actually happen in real life. So that was the way that I saw it. So I decided, right, I'll come and talk to you guys and, hear your opinion about this situation and then see, if it's just me, taking it personal. Or I didn't take it personal, guys. It's just, anyway. So this was a Yoruba movie, a Nigerian movie, and what happened in the movie was that there was this lady, she's, just a normal regular person singing, and then, she has a very beautiful life, she has a boyfriend, things are really going on well. In her music career, she got accepted, she became a celebrity, people are excited for her, and those kind of things. And then the boyfriend proposed, and all of a sudden, after the proposal, this lady decided to talk to the guy, and she went and said to her that, right, I've got something to discuss with you, and I wouldn't want you to change your mind, or just promise me that you're gonna still love me as you've always done. And the guy was like, yeah, I promised you, for better, for worse, and things like that. I'm like, okay, what have you got to say? Like, in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, just get it out. Like, what do you have to say? But because in the movie, they had already shown that this guy, he's got a friend that was a doctor, and he's been to the hospital to see the friend, and he saw people crying, and he asked his friend, oh, why are these people crying? And, and the doctor friend was like, oh, it's because they brought in someone, they had a family that, had sickle cell, which she died. So by the time they brought her to hospital, she had crisis. By the time they brought her to hospital, she had died. So the guy felt really bad, like, oh my God, died, sickle cell, that kind of thing. And the doctor went on and said so many things about, how sickle cell, their life expectancy is short and things like that. So obviously for that kind of a guy, he'd already have that kind of information in his head. And then all of a sudden, his supposed girlfriend that he has proposed to, so not girlfriend anymore, to be married, now comes up and say, right, I've got sickle cell. What do you expect this kind of guy to say? Like when the lady brought it out and said, right, I just wanted to let you know that I'm a sickle cell sufferer. In my mind, I'm thinking, seriously? Like, why would you be telling someone that you believe to love, or someone that you claim to love, someone that you want to marry, and then you're just telling them that you've got sickle cell after they've proposed? Anyway, the guy didn't take it lightly, and he was like, what? Sickle cell? So I've been dating a dead person. That's those kind of silly words started coming out of him. That's his perspective. Like, you dead person, oh my God, like, how am I gonna deal with you? So you're gonna have children that are dead body, like, that are is it walking corpse? And obviously those kind of things, someone that's got sickle cell, hearing it, I'm like, why are you talking like an illiterate? This is me talking to the guy like that. But deep down inside of me, I'm talking to the girl as well, thinking, why are you just telling him if you claim to love this person? Like, no, it's too late. Anyway, going forward, the guy, was angry, and he was like, no, I wouldn't have known that kind of thing and still promise you for better, for worse. Like, why would you make me say those kind of words to you when you know that you've got something that you're hiding? Now, if you can hide that kind of thing from me, then obviously you can do worse. you can't blame that guy in that situation. That's the way I see it. Anyway, the guy decided, right, that's the end of the relationship. I'm not doing it anymore. Get out of my house, you know, that kind of situation. And then this girl tried to explain to the guy, like, no, I've been okay, you know, I've not had crisis in a while. I've not been sick. I've been looking after myself. I'm using my medicine. And the guy was like, yeah, but you've been sick before, like you've had crisis. He was like, yeah. So you can actually have crisis at any point. And she said, yes, but I'm looking after myself. So the guy was asking questions, and it was funny, but, you know, it's not funny on the other hand, because to the guy, you lied. Like, why would you say that kind of a lie? That's a very expensive one to do. Anyway, the guy was like, yeah, regardless of you being sick now, or you've been sick before, or you're not sick anymore, that's it, I'm not doing anymore. So this guy ended the relationship. So the girl went back home, called the guy severally, sent people to apologize and different kind of things. This guy said, no, he's not doing anymore. And then this guy went to his friend doctor. Obviously, the friend doctor knows both of them together. And the guy was like, no, just because she's got sickle cell doesn't mean, you know, she's just going to die. And the fact that she told you that she's been fine, you know, she's not had crisis in a while. The guy was like, yeah, but remember, it was this hospital that I came some time ago and someone died of sickle cell. And you're now telling me to go and marry someone that is going to die anytime. And but the doctor was like, no, just because that person died doesn't mean, yeah, but the guy was just not having it. Like, no, I'm not doing it. And then the friend doctor said, no, you can't do that. Like, it's just too sudden for you to say that you're not doing anymore. But this guy was like, if I don't say it now, if I eventually say it in the future, you people are still going to be the one to say, why are you saying it now? Or did you not know then? Or why are you doing this? So it was like, let me just say it now that, no, I can't take it. I'm not doing it. So this girl was, you know, very sad, emotional problems, thinking and all of that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden she had crisis. In my mind, I'm thinking, you caused it. Anyway, so yeah, she had crisis. The family was worried and all of that kind of a thing. And then eventually, you know, they called the doctor in, and then the doctor came and said, oh, she's got crisis, you know, has she been using her medicine? And then the girl's dad was like, oh, I'm not sure, you know, she's been using it before now, but since the breakup, he's not sure if she's been using it or not. There's no way she's going to use a medicine at that time because she's heartbroken. The only thing going on in her head at that time is the fact that she's heartbroken. So even if you say eat or drink water, it's not something that she would do at that time. This doesn't necessarily have to be heartbreak. It could be anything. But that stress literally triggered the crisis. And then, you know, anyway, this guy decided, right, let me go and apologize. He got to the door, and then eventually he decided, no, I'm not going to go because they're going to shout at me and I can't stand it. He went back to his friend doctor, and his friend doctor said, no, you still have to go back there. Obviously, they're not just going to welcome you back for, you know, after what you've done. So it's going to be, you know, difficult, but you still have to go back and apologize. So this guy decided, right, I'm going to go. And then the next thing they showed was that the girl was dead. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like that actually got to me. But in my mind, I'm thinking, is the guy to be blamed or the girl? So this is a question I'm actually asking you guys, and I would love, you know, to get a response in the comment section. Please, I would really appreciate it. But from my own perspective as a sickle cell sufferer, I'm saying the guy is not to be blamed. The girl is to be blamed. Even though I'm a girl, I know some people will probably come to me and say, right, no, what you're saying is ash. But why would you have that kind of a thing and keep it away from someone that you claim to love? And the fact that it's sickle cell we're talking about, no matter how much you're using your medicine, unless you've had bone marrow transplant, your SS has changed to AA or AS, then you can decide whether I'm not going to tell this person because I'm fine, I'm no longer SS, the crisis is not going to come. But the fact that you're still SS, the crisis can come at any time. And you not telling this guy means that obviously you wouldn't have asked the guy about his own genotype as well. Although they didn't show in the movie, you know, what the guy's genotype was, if he knows it or not. But this guy has listened to different things on radio about, you know, sick people with sickle cell. He's seen a situation in his friend's hospital about someone with sickle cell. And then all of a sudden, his girlfriend or his supposed bride-to-be has now got sickle cell. How do you expect that kind of a guy to behave? Like, yeah, you're not expecting him to smile and just say, oh, it's okay. Even if he's still going to accept, in that first instance, it's going to be very difficult. In fact, sometimes it might not even be the one that would be the problem. It will be his family. I've had a situation where, I know a lady that it wasn't even the boyfriend that was bothered. It was the boyfriend's mom. On the first time of meeting the girl, the mom was just like, oh, what is your genotype? Like straight away. Like, what is your genotype? And the mom asking the girl is because this mom already had a sickle cell child that had died. So obviously she knows. So the girl was worried, like, why is she the one asking me when the boy is not even bothered? But you can't blame the mom. It's just like, I keep saying that the fact that I'm sickle cell, I know that it's not a mistake that I can do to actually get involved with someone that has a sickle cell trait or someone that has sickle cell, because obviously that is me knowing what I'm putting myself into, and then I'm aware of the problems that might arise or whatever I'm going to face. If you put yourself in that situation, you've got to deal with it yourself. Anyway, going forward. So this guy, the lady died, and I'm just like, yes, you can't blame the guy, because even if you don't tell him, because the fact that she didn't even tell him in the first place, they could get married, and then this guy would not know. They will have a child, or this girl will not start having, even though she's not at crisis for years. And the thing is, all these, preventative drugs, like medicines that you use for sickle cell, like hydroxycarbamide, for instance, it helps to increase your HbF level and then reduces crisis. It doesn't stop the crisis. It reduces the amount of... So if you're someone that has crisis maybe 3 times, 4 times a year, or 6 times a year, it will probably reduce it to maybe once a year, or maybe none in a year, but then the next year. It doesn't take it away. It's not a cure. It's a preventative method. So why would you not say it out? I've seen situations, I've seen instances of people saying, yeah, I don't know how to tell my partner. We've been in a relationship for 10 years. We've been in a relationship for 5 years or even 2 years, and I can't even tell him. Like, seriously, that's you doing yourself. That's the way I say it. Like, you know that this doesn't even necessarily have to be sickle cell. It could be anything. Even someone that's got dyslexia, I feel like you have to let you people that you feel or people that you think you love, they need to know. You don't have to tell your friends at work. You don't have to tell your, the people that you buy stuff from. No. But the people that you claim to be close to you, that you claim to love, they need to know. You need to let... There's a fly flying about and it's distracting me. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to look for it and then maybe kill it. Anyway, yeah. So regardless of what you have, it doesn't have to be sickle cell. You need to tell your partner. Even your best friend, they need to know. If you're a girl and your best friend is a girl, they need to know. If they're a boy, they need to know. Like, and even some parents as well, they don't tell the children that they've got sickle cell. Why would you hide that kind of a thing from your maybe because, my family made it known to me. Maybe that's why I'm talking like this. I don't know. I would definitely love your opinions on this situation, guys. Like, maybe because I'm open to it, because I know about it. I've lived with it all my life. Maybe that's why I feel this way. But it was really annoying when the film said the girl died. I felt bad, but thinking about it, the girl put herself in that situation because she knows what she's into. She knows what she has. You don't expect that kind of a guy or that person to just accept you just like that. Even eventually the guy did want to accept, because obviously the friend doctor has now educated him a lot, that it just feels like, okay, let me make it work. But don't forget that even if this guy decides to go back, when the whole thing starts, it will get to a point that he's going to say to that his friend doctor, like, I told you, but you pushed me into it. Or he's going to turn around and say to the girl, like, I never wanted to marry you, but you kept begging me. Those kind of things. And these things are actually real. Even you, that you've told your partner or that you've told your friend that you've got sickle cell, it doesn't mean that they're not going to mock you, or it doesn't mean that they're not going to do something that's going to get you angry. It doesn't mean that they're not in that relationship with you out of pity. But at least if they know and they decide to stay, they know why they're staying. They are in it. They want to be in it with you, but you're not telling them. And then when things start to, escalate or get bad, or when you feel like, oh, my life is all rosy and I want to, settle down and that kind of thing, and then you expect them to just accept, it's difficult, like really, really difficult. I would say even when I had friends, like boyfriends or whatever, I always tell people that are close to me, even if I get into a relationship, I say it like I've got sickle cell. And one thing that I would hate is for you to actually mock me with that sickle cell. So obviously, if I don't tell that kind of a person and then eventually they mock me, I'm going to get angry. But I don't have the right to be angry anymore because I didn't tell them. So they don't know. So now I'm in crisis, and then my supposed boyfriend comes over and then I'm crying, I'm rolling on the floor, that kind of thing. Do you expect him to just laugh about it? No. So guys, please, if you have any form of like health issues, even if you've got diabetic, like you need to tell the people that are close to you so that they know so that they can make informed consent about, when things start happening to you, they know how to help you, they know how to come in, they know what to do, they know what to say, they know what to, how to act or even behave around you. Not necessarily acting, but they know how to behave around you. Please, I'm begging, like, it's not a joke. I've seen one as well. Sometimes when I see these Nigerian movies, yeah, I get really angry because I watch Nollywood movie a lot. Like, that's the only way that I would say it's like a therapy for me. Sorry. I would say watching movie is therapy for me. Like, it helps me to not think about issues. Yes, because I just watch it, I get carried away from one movie to the next movie. That's the way I watch Nollywood. I watch Bollywood movie as well. Like, I watch everything. As long as there's people there acting, I watch it and I pick from it. So when I watch these Nollywood movies especially, they do some things and I get really angry. Like, what the hell? I've seen ones that, someone with sickle cell, I think I've actually seen several ones that someone with sickle cell, they would not tell people that are close to them. And when they do things like that, when you see in Hollywood movies, I know, even my mom always says it, that these people, like, these things are actually real. So I actually wish, my mom is not home now, I wish she was here to actually come and listen to what I'm saying and probably give me her own opinion about this, like, who is to blame. Because the end of the movie was actually, what would you do if you were in that situation? So now I'm asking you guys, like, boy, girl, man, woman, I'm asking everyone, like, what would you do if you were in this situation? So you're the girl, you've not told your partner, and then you decided to tell him, he decides to leave you alone, and then you're dead. Your family, what would they do? Are they gonna blame the guy? Are you to be blamed? I saw another movie as well. This lady had HIV/AIDS. Although she's having treatment and that kind of thing, but she's not shared it with her partner. And then this guy wants to have sex every time, and the guy was like, don't you know that, sex is what brings, the relationship together, kind of thing. And she keeps running away from this guy, saying, if you really love me, you will wait. Is it until you're married that you're going to tell him? Like, I really don't understand. I don't know if, I'm being silly for what I'm saying, but I would definitely love to hear your opinions about this issue. I feel like you just have to tell the people that are close to you. And you as a parent, you have to tell the children what they have. Don't just deal with it by yourself. And then if your children ask you, you lie to them. And then they grow up, they now find out. How do you expect them? They would definitely be in denial all their life. Because it's not something that they've grown up to know. So all of a sudden, someone is just telling them that, you've got sickle cell. Or, you've got diabetes, or, you've got HIV. How do you expect that child to behave? They will be withdrawn. It will cause more problem to them. It causes more damage. So it's better, let them know. Please, I'm begging. Like, it's very, very important. And I feel like the fact that we're not actually talking about it, that is why the stigmatization is a lot as well. Because when people don't know about these things, they don't know how to deal with it when they actually come across it. So you can't blame them for being, silly, or for acting like an illiterate, or for just because they've got PhD, you expect them to actually know what sickle cell is. No, because sickle cell is not something that they just discuss in school. They don't just talk. The only time you would actually probably learn about sickle cell is if you're in the science field. So someone that's going to do business or, law, and you expect them to all of a sudden just know what sickle cell is, or just know how it feels to have diabetes, or just how to feel, you know, for having maybe Down syndrome, for example. Like, no, people don't, it's not just it's not automatic, it's not an automatic knowledge. You need to let people know. They need to know about these things. They need to know what they're putting themselves into. They need to make informed consent. So guys, please, it's not about you just talking to people. No, it's the people that are close to you. So my question now is, guys, who do you blame? Do you blame the guy or the girl? Or what would you do if you were in that situation? So your boyfriend now comes to you and say, right, I've got sickle cell, after he had proposed to you. As a girl, what would you do? And as a boy, what would you do if your girlfriend just comes to you all of a sudden and say, right, I've got sickle cell? Like, yeah. Please leave your answers in the comment section. I will be really, really glad to know about these things, because I feel like, even my children that, you know, they're 3 and 9, they know. Before, obviously, they just know that their mom is sick, she's going to hospital. And anytime I'm sick, my daughter, she will tell her teachers at school, she tells them in the lesson, she just tells them that her mom is sick and she's in the hospital. And then the teachers will be wondering, oh, what is wrong with your mom? And then she'll be like, oh, I don't know. And then you expect that child to be the age 25, and then I'm now calling and saying, oh, Sophia, this is what your mom is suffering from. And you expect her to accept it. She's the one that is supposed to, you know, probably look after me after a while. Yes, that's the way I see it. That's the way it should be analyzed. And then this child doesn't know. Obviously, growing up, she knows that her mom is always sick. Anyway, she will go to hospital, she'll come back in 2 days' time, she'll come back in 2 weeks' time. But you've not told her what what the mom has, or what she's dealing with, or what she's going to be dealing with. And then all of a sudden she's grown and you expect her to just look after you. That's not possible. I make it known to my children now that I've got sickle cell. You might not understand what it is now, but mommy is not as healthy as you are. So, you know, and just because I've got sickle cell doesn't mean I'm not healthy. No, I look after myself, I use my medicine, yes. But situations would come that would trigger my crisis, and these children need to know. So guys, please, I don't want this to drag for too long because it was a movie and I'm just analyzing it, but you know, I found it interesting because I've got sickle cell, and I just feel like, yeah, my perspective of it is, I'm not blaming the guy. And if I was in his shoe, I probably would have done the same thing, because I've heard negative things about sickle cell, and then the person that I want to share my life with is now telling me that they have it after I had proposed to them. Yes, I'm not just going to say, oh, sorry, it's okay, come to me. No, it's not easy like that. It's very, very difficult. So guys, please let me know your opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to share with your friends. The more you share, the more we learn, the more we know. And you know, your response to this video is going to help me a lot, because there's so many issues, there's so many things that, you know, needs discussing, needs talking about, but people don't talk about it because they feel like, oh, I don't know what this person is going to say. If we don't talk about it, then that's when the stigmatization gets a lot, and that is when people would die from it. You've got mental health, and then you think, oh yes, I'm just going to hide it from my partner. I will see you next time in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. Don't forget to share with your friends, guys, and please hit the like button. I will see you next time in my next video. Bye.